What's up, guys? So earlier today I put out a theory talking about the wife and Freya as if they were two separate people. However, in this video I'm going to be talking about what if they are the same person. A lot of you guys voted in a poll I put out not too long ago asking if you believe Freya is the mother of Atreus, and a lot of you say yes, but there are a lot of you that also say no. So in this video I'm going to be discussing both sides of the argument. Let's start off with all the reasons why this can be Atreus' mother. First off, Freya could have simply changed her name to the wife's name, simply disguising herself, keeping an eye off her from people like Odin and everybody else in Asgard or Vanaheim. This makes sense considering what Odin did to her at the end of the trailer that we all saw. He banished her, took away her ability to defend herself and use magic. So she would want a way to get away from all that, and changing her identity is the first step to doing that. So she changes her identity and lives somewhere in the forest. This way no one can find her and no one knows who she really is. The second reason is that she knows Elder FUTHARK texts, and she has in-depth knowledge of the Norse gods and the creatures. Again, this is all the stuff we've already learned. We all know that she's teaching Atreus all of this, that she taught him Elder FUTHARK, which is the official language of the game, and we often hear about how Atreus dreams of going on these crazy adventures that his mother told him. So it wouldn't make sense if she is Freya, because she will obviously have all this knowledge of the gods and the creatures that surround the Norse world. Number 3, this would actually explain Atreus' abilities. So it seems that when gods have kids, they are blessed with abilities. However, in Atreus' case, when it comes to his father Kratos, he has this sickness within him, this disease of Kratos' dark nature. Remember, there were two voices in his head. One was the deer and the other one was the second voice. I believe the second voice is what Kratos had gave to him. Kratos knows that there's something inside of Atreus, this rage that Kratos once had, and is passed down. On the other side, it could be Freya, who gave Atreus the ability to hear the voices of animals in his head, that Atreus has all these other abilities. So it seems that both the gods, Freya and Kratos, both pass something down to Atreus, and I find that very, very interesting. One side is good, it makes him hear the voices of animals, it's very sympathetic. However, the other side, which is Kratos' bad side, which puts Atreus in danger and it hurts him physically and mentally. And finally, it would actually explain why her wish is for her ashes to go to the highest peak of the realms, which is Asgard. Perhaps she's grown a great deal of love for Asgard, so that she might want her ashes there. It would actually explain this, and I find that very interesting. Now let's head over to the other side of the argument, why she's not the mother of Atreus. First one, Kratos isn't fond of the gods. After all these years, he never realized that Freya was a god or had some kind of godly presence from her. I find that pretty strange. Let's give Kratos some credit here. I mean, he is a god himself, so I can't picture somebody like Kratos settling down, especially after the developers had said multiple times that Kratos' past influences who he is today. Take Jormungandr for instance. Because of Kratos' past, he doesn't trust somebody who is as big as Jormungandr, always thinking them as an enemy, and he was ready to attack it on sight. So for Kratos to settle down with a god seems pretty odd to me. Number 2, Freya can no longer use magic or defend herself, so how is she setting up barriers around their house? Also, how is she teaching Atreus how to hunt if she can't even defend her own self? We learned that she herself is a hunter and she's teaching Atreus how to hunt, but if she can't defend herself, how is she showing him all of this? Also, again, how is she putting up the barriers? You have to use some kind of spell or some magic in order to do so, and if Odin took that ability away, then how is she doing it around the campsite? Number 3, wouldn't she just go back to Vanaheim? Why stay in Midgard? Again, if she didn't want to be taken away from her home and she hated leaving it, then why would she stay in a random place like Midgard, which is home to the mortal people? Which leads into the final reason, is that why would she want her ashes in Asgard if this home to the person who tried to destroy everything that she loved, and is a person trying to go to war with the giants now? A place where Odin is, who she obviously wants stopped. I think this is the biggest piece of evidence that goes against it, that she is Atreus's mother and that she wants to be put in Asgard. Let me know what you guys think though. For me personally, it doesn't really matter if she's Atreus's mother or not, because both sides have very interesting plot points, and honestly I wish both were kinda true. But again, let me know your thoughts. Do you think that they are two separate people, or do you think that Freya is the mother of Atreus? I'm gonna be out of here. Thank you guys for listening. Deuces.